Good day, everyone. Today's a short one. This past weekend, I was an amateur radio volunteer for a Scouts Canada Outdoor Challenge event. And as you can see, I've got 4 radios sitting here. They're all what people call HTs, handy talkies. Sorry about that. Something in my eye. Anyway, this is what I took with me for one day. Why in the world would I want 4? A backup? Yes. Well, it was quite simple. The temperature was minus 20 degrees centigrade. And so I said, right, what I've got here, I'll show you one by one. This is an IC, I can get it right here, T7A. ICOM. It's I'll call it an entry-level dual-band transceiver, and we were working on simplex 2 meters, which is 144 to 148 megahertz band, with a speaker mic that just happens to go with it. Now, in the case of this particular weekend, that was my go-to radio. The next one, ICOM IC92AD. This is a handheld D-Star UHF VHF transceiver, and it costs a lot more. Heavier battery. The radio probably is 20% heavier than the other. Then we move down to, my friends tell me that you pronounce it Ocean. A Chinese import. I think I got it by mail order, and I believe it was somewhere around $100 Canadian. The next one is a Bofang, and I get the model number right. It's a Uniform Victor UV5R. This one I just happened to win a door prize, and in actual fact they actually programmed it for me. For whoever the winner was going to be, they used computer software to upload the most popular frequencies for that area. So, what did I do? Well, these two, I left them in my box. So they were there. Yes, cold, 20 below zero. Now we know at 20 below zero, batteries don't necessarily last long when you're using a transceiver. This transceiver, which is the 92AD, I put on the inside parka pocket that you would also maybe put a cell phone, a left breast pocket, and did not come out for the whole day. I did not need it. The surprise for me was, although I had a backup radio there, I just had to turn it on. This one I stuck in my outside parka pocket, which means it was not insulated, no way of warming it, and I just stuck it in the pocket, and I'm not sure how much of the antenna was sticking out of my pocket, because it's a Woods Arctic parka, so it's a nice deep pockets. Clipped the speaker mic with a little clip, which didn't hold all that well, onto the fabric, and I worked with that. So this radio functioned non-stop. It was on from before 8 a.m. until almost 5 p.m. Now, when I turn it on, I'm showing at 7.6 volts remaining. Like I said, it was used simplex. So for me, it was a real good lesson in the fact that they will function at cold temperatures better than I expected. I expected that this thing would be dead by noon, and then I would switch over to this one and put the headset on with a boom mic and work with it. Like I said, these two were just spares, just in case. If I had have gone to the second radio, I would have put one of them in my inside pocket to warm it up. Didn't need to at all. Now, these radios are all programmable using software on your computer, and one of the softwares for sure is no cost. I do not have the cable to program these two. These two, I have the cables to program them, no problem at all. And so I thought I'd bring that to you because I know a lot of people think that below zero they're not going to work. And true, at times the LCD displays on some equipment won't show up well. I found that out at 30 below using the camcorder I'm using right now outdoors. Now, the one problem I had was my glasses darkened from the brightness of the snow and the sun. So that's something to keep in mind too. But anyway, I noticed there's a good number of people, preppers, in the last couple of years, and they have said, you know, get your amateur license. They were Americans, I think, by and large, and I do believe that they can use these frequencies in the U.S. with the most basic American license. Not certain on that one, but anyway, the one good thing about it is that you can just punch in the frequency you want for a simplex, and it works. Now they're all 5-watt radios. And the batteries range from about 1300 milliamps for this one, I do believe, up to around 1800, I believe, for this one. And you can't go by just looking at the battery to tell its capacity either. So anyway, any of you that are considering, you know, using amateur radio handhelds, if you're a radio amateur, don't be afraid to use them out in the cold. I have used a 2-watt Kenwood, Kenwood, deer hunting many years ago as an emergency radio. It was turned off, but I was hunting in a military weapons range about 20 miles or so from the nearest repeater. And I had a full-scale signal on that repeater. I did a radio check there, and a fellow came back from a home station, and he said, no problem, you're full quietening wherever you are. And I told him, he said, great, now we know that you can, it'll work that far. So there you go. With the right care, it doesn't take much. One of these simple radios is all you need. I'm not going to go recommending to you which one to go and buy, because obviously I bought 3 of these, and one was, like I said, a gift, and much appreciated. But you know, to me, this one, inexpensive radio, the battery is still well above the recharge level where it needs to be recharged, and it still works fine. And so, from recording this video, I'll be plugging it in, double checking the others, and then I disconnect the battery pack so that there's nothing drawing any current while they're together. They sit sometimes for quite a few months before they're used. That's it from Paradise, this wonderful place in the north where we've got over 2 feet of snow. Temperatures are 20 below and colder. Like I said, the day I was out, it was 20 below, and wind from the north, and it got more bitter as the day went on. Radios work fine. That's it. Take care. Ted's clear.